It's controlled chaos, or should I just say it's total chaos here in the West Valley of Southern California. It's KCAA 1050 AM 106.5, 102.3 FM in the Inland Empire. I'm Gary Garver here live in Encino, the guru of the ghetto. Good morning, Jigga. You're live in Las Vegas. Man, oh man, it felt like the apocalypse was coming down this weekend and this past week.
Sure looked like it.
I'll tell you, man, this is crazy. What's happening with the fires and well, first off, we had the shooting in Thousand Oaks at the Borderline bar.
That was a shocker right there at Thousand Oaks of all places, you know.
Right? I mean, crazy. My neck of the woods where I grew up in Westlake Village, and I went to Agora High, had a condo. Townhouse in Calabasas, and I'll talk all about the fires. But I mean, first off, we had and it's Veterans Day, by the way, today. Well, we're celebrating. Yeah. We're celebrating it today. It was actually yesterday, which was my grandmother's birthday. But all the federal government agencies are closed: the post office, the banks, things like that. So, anyways, I mean, first off, we get the this mass shooting by a former decorated Marine. Okay, which is crazy because we talk about this all the time. We have no mental health care in our society anymore, Jigga.
Yeah, they sure don't. And, you know, the sad part about this shooting in Thousand Oaks, it proves the NRA was right, unfortunately, because all the gun laws that they put on the books in California, none of them would have stopped or stopped this idiot from going in and shooting.
You're not going to stop anybody from shooting anybody, okay? When somebody has it in their mind to go out and gun somebody out and gun a bunch of people down, you're not going to stop them, okay? No matter what gun law. So please don't give the NRA. Listen. I'm already like stressed out. Don't give the NRA any credit for anything because they're pieces of crap.
They don't get credit for nothing. I'm just saying. Unfortunately, this has proved them right.
Well, I don't believe that at all.
It's going to be this much harder to get anything done to get these morons that have these issues dealt with. This dude was reported as a psycho.
I don't want to get into it.
Take him to the hospital.
I know. I don't want to get into the NRA. I don't want to get into this gun battle because
I don't care. I don't want to leave them out of it. I'm more talking about why this guy wasn't reported, you know, and brought in to go see some medical professionals
because we don't have any mental health facilities here. That's why, because the federal government and state governments have taken them all down and closed them down. There used to be one in Camarillo. Back when I was growing up, you know, they had a Camarillo. You know, Camarillo was a sort of looked upon as a sort of a crazy place because that's where the mental health facility was. They closed that down a billion years ago. He would have been, you know, he lived in Newberry Park. They had that Camarillo mental health facility still open. He would have been taken over there right away. He lived in Newberry Park. You live right down the street from it. So, I mean, it's crazy. That's the thing. Okay, these gun laws. Listen. We need mental health facilities, man. We need help for our homeless, mental health,
especially
things like veterans.
Being a veteran, the VA would have got him. You know, back in the day, they still had the Brentwood mental health over there.
Yeah,
they would have got him at the VA.
Exactly. So this guy was just. What I'm trying to say is, you know, it's very sad what's going on in our land of confusion here. The bottom line is, so the first thing was Wednesday. You know, we wake up to this. You know, this guy gunning down a bunch of innocent kids. They're all in their, you know, teens and 20s. There's, I think, a couple people in their 40s. Which was crazy. Okay, so that happened Wednesday. Okay, we didn't even have a chance to mourn because these wildfires. And by the way, how did these fires start? First, it was called the Hill Fire, which hit in Camarillo, right over there. It was burning. Then all of a sudden, this Woolsey fire just broke out of nowhere. It started in Simi, and nobody was really even paying attention to it.
Remember, the winds were blowing like crazy, too.
I know. I was living in it, man. I mean, you live in Vegas now. I was right there. I live in the West Valley. I live in Woodland Hills. I live right off of Topanga and Burbank Boulevard. And it was crazy. Okay, so anyways, Thursday, you know, we're still freaking out. You know, there's no winds. There's not really anything going on, but there's a fire that broke out in the afternoon in Camarillo. Then all of a sudden, this fire broke out in Simi Thursday afternoon. Okay, and then by Friday afternoon, I mean, it's out of control, man. I mean, it was like living in the apocalypse. I am not joking. I have never experienced anything. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. Then I moved to Westlake Village with my dad back in 1978. Went to Agora High. Owned a townhouse in Calabasas. I've never seen the only thing I can ever remember even being close was back in 1978. It was a big fire. I don't know what the name of the fire was, but anyways, I was just getting out of fifth period, and I could see off of, because the school was right off of Canaan Road, and you could actually see the hills from the school, from Agora High, and I see there's a big watershed. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like a water tower or whatever right there off of Canaan Road. I believe it's still there, and I saw this fire start taking off like a small fire. That fire burned all the way to Pacific Coast Highway back in 1978. All those homes in off of Canaan Road. And all that.
Okay.
Remember that? Okay, I saw that.
Okay,
I actually saw that. I actually saw that fire start. I mean, back in and it burned into Westlake Village and stuff like that. But nothing like this. This is crazy.
Well, if you remember, after that fire, they started the State Conservatory Board, where these people would go in and maintain the forests. In the unincorporated areas, they call them. You know, they cut back brush and all that. And that ran all the way up into 2015. And your boy Jerry Brown decided that they were going to cut the budget and save water and get rid of those people. Now, if you look since 2015 to now, how many of these fires have taken off and gone absolutely crazy now in California?
Well, listen,
from 2015 and now, look at it. Just think of how many big fires have been in just
it's
3
been crazy.
years.
It's been crazy. I mean, they had the Thomas Fire, which was like the biggest
but no
fire.
one wants to admit that the small team of 400 people that were out there with the machinery and watering the areas and cutting back brush and grass. Everyone wants to pretend like that wasn't a very needed thing.
Well, listen, we live in a drought.
Jerry Brown says brown is the new green. That's what you get as a fire.
Jerry Brown, listen, this has been going on for 30-plus years. And when Donald Trump tweets out poor forest management, shut up, Trump. Just shut your effing mouth, you idiot, you moron. I mean, we're devastated here, okay? We are devastated.
I think you guys know this poor forest management. I don't think you need somebody to point that out.
What it is this.
Just like when you fall down and hurt your knee. Oh, you just fell. Did you need to hear that?
Yeah. Well, there's 3 reasons that we're having these massive fires. Okay. There's 3 reasons, I believe. Okay. First of all, we're in a drought, which could be from climate change or whatever you want to call it. Okay. I don't know what it is, but we've been in a drought. So the brush is really, really dry. Okay, so it could light up in a second.
Nobody's removing it now.
And that's the second part. The second part is they have been told time and time again, if you live in this type of area, I mean, if you live in the canyons, man, you got to clear your brush. I know it's beautiful to have the trees, and the trees are beautiful and all that, but they've told us time and time again to clear the brush around your house.
When I lived in Acton, they would fine you if you didn't cut the brush back at least 50 feet from your curtilage or your property line.
Right. Well, they actually, I think they did do that here too in L.A. County, but some people didn't take heed. The people that did, their houses were saved. Okay, it was the people with the trees surrounding them that all those houses got burned. And then the third part. Okay, the third part is people, the builders and people are greedy. Okay, these companies that are building these houses are greedy because they are building homes where homes shouldn't be built. I mean, when I was growing up, man, I went to Agora High. Okay, and you heard about the fires in Oak Park and all that. That's where it really started, and that's when it jumped. And Oak Park was the first main place to get hit. Well, back in 1978, there was no Oak Park, okay? There wasn't any houses along Lindero Canyon. That was a dead end. When you went down Canaan Road used to dead end at Thousand Oaks Boulevard, okay? It dead ended, Okay, right, because I went to school right there. There was nothing there, man. I mean, we'd have to go to Taco Bell in Thousand Oaks. Okay, there was the McDonald's on Cannon Road was the only thing there. There was nothing there. Okay, so these houses, there wouldn't have been houses burning, and then all of a sudden, these houses in Oak Park caught fire, and then the Timbers went to Agora, and then crossed over to Cannon Road, and then
Thousand Oaks was considered the boonies. You were way out if you was in Thousand Oaks and Newberry Park.
You're in the boonies. Believe me, I lived in the boonies. Trust me, I know it was the boonies, man. There was nothing there, and this is what's gone on is that these greedy companies, developers. Thank you, developers. That's the word I'm looking for. Have built these houses, okay, in places that houses should not be built. Now, I know, we're growing as a population, and it's a beautiful area out there in Oak Park and Agora and Westlake and Thousand Oaks. It's a beautiful area, and I understand the development needs to be done. But also, if you're going to develop out there, you should take precautions because these fires get out of control and they don't take precautions. And this is what's going on. And it's crazy, man. I mean, I'll tell you, Saturday, it was Friday, man. I mean, you could see from my balcony that you could see the hill, the glowing. You could see the glow of the, of the fires. It was just, I mean, Saturday.
It had a second sun burning at night.
It was crazy.
So much fire.
And, Saturday, you couldn't even go outside where I live. Like I live in Woodland Hills. You couldn't even go outside because it was so friggin' smoky. And it was smoky, I know, across Los Angeles. But, I mean, in the West Valley, it was crazy.
I've already developed a fix for this, man. You got all these people that are in jail, incarcerated and stuff, and they want to let all these people out anyway. Why don't they develop a program where you put a bunch of these people in a great big old bus. They go out here to these areas, and before the fires break out, have them trim the grass
Absolutely.
back, have them trim the brush and cut all that stuff.
Exactly. It's a great idea.
Yeah, and just do that, and that gets the people out. You humanize these people. They get outside, and they're doing something positive for society while they're locked up at least,
That's a great idea.
Warehousing people so they can shank each other.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Get them outside and have them start clearing all this brush. I mean, they should just be, exactly. I think it's a great idea. Get these prisoners, take them out of prison, and get them to clear this brush in Southern California. And Northern California is getting devastated, too. I mean, that's even worse up in Northern California. 6,000 structures, over 6,700 structures have been burned in Northern California near Chico. Paradise, the city of Paradise, is completely wiped out. It's gone.
It's gone, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about landmarks. You're talking about things that people have watched on TV at the Paramount's Ranch and all that stuff that's up there is gone.
Well, that's where the judge lives. That's where the judge lives, right across the street from the Paramount Ranch. And I have not heard one word. The judge is supposed to do his show today at 4 p.m., Judge Herb Dodell. I don't know if he's even going to do a show because I have not heard from him. His house lives right. I mean,
we got family people that we know that have been burned out completely. They've lost everything.
I'm telling you, man.
And I'm one of those dudes. I love to save money. You know what I'm saying? But I will spend $20 to put a fire extinguisher in my house.
Yeah, I wouldn't help you.
And there's ways that we can cut the budget. Jerry Brown cuts the budget back from stupid stuff. Where they're still doing catch-up surveys and CalFART surveys, but yet they cut all these 400 workers from the doggone conservancy. Santa Monica's the only smart thing. They said, hey, we'll have our own conservancy since you guys shut yours down. They're the only people that's smart enough to do that. The Burbank Hills should have done that. Just because the leader is crazy doesn't mean everybody else has to follow. So Jerry Brown lost his mind, and would fund all these other crazy programs and cut back on that because he doesn't live there. He doesn't care.
Well, the whole state of California is devastated by this, from Northern California down to Southern California. I mean, Malibu.
People need to get the pitchforks and their lanterns out and be at Jerry Brown's house.
Well, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. You
got your boy Gavin Newsom in there, so he can raise everybody's taxes.
Well, we'll
everybody can look like San Francisco.
All right, I don't want to hear I don't want to hear the bashing of California right now. Believe me, I'm worn out. It's stressful, Jigga. I mean, it's stressful to be here right now.
That's okay. We're going to be California here soon, here in Vegas.
Well, I don't want that for you either. It's just been, listen, for everybody who lost their homes or is evacuated. I mean, people were in parking lots. I mean, people are staying in parking. I went down to get my brother's prescription. I told you, And people are packed up and just in parking lots. I mean, they're at the Rite Aid just hanging out, wondering what the hell they were doing. The evacuations centers were over at my old college, Pierce College. It was complete insanity. Thank God.
College used to have a really good agriculture program over there too.
They used to, not anymore though. But it is crazy, man. So everybody just, we got to take a deep breath, even though you can't because it's so smoky here. And I don't even know what to say.
When we do rebuild, when the people's got to get together, when they do rebuild, we got to build better. We got to build smarter, and then we have to have somebody like somebody with some sense stay in the area. So when the next time somebody say, "Hey, let's cut the budget on these people that maintain the forest," somebody will jump up and slap that person in the mouth and say, "No, we don't do that."
Well, I think you had a great idea. Take the prisoners out there if they're going to rebuild and have them clear all this brush out. I mean, this was the key. People who cleared their brush out and had, you could see it in the houses. You could watch the news and you see that people that had no trees around them and stuff like that, their homes were saved. But the people that had the trees around them and all this vegetation, I mean, one spark, man, it's game over.
The bad part, you remember that story that was going on? The guy that had all the 200 goats that was going out and they were doing the brush, and then the county stopped him.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff we need to be getting on, is where you got a dude that's actually out there. Yeah, he's feeding his goats at the expense on county property, but a dude like this would have been nice to have, because if they would have not stopped him from doing what he was doing, these brush fires would not have gone like they went.
I'll tell you.
The people were so busy wanting to find somebody and find a bad guy. Oh, this guy's letting his cattle graze on our property or the unincorporated areas. You want somebody to do that. But now, guess what? Now where we find your boy Yaroslavsky at now, we say, hey, you remember when you find the guy with the goats? Where is he at now?
Well, maybe we should bring the goats and the prisoners out there and let them feed and cut. You know what I mean? It's just, anyways.
You don't have to bring the bad prisoners out because you got the goats. You want to bring the bad people out.
It's just been a really rough week and weekend here especially in the West Valley and Agora, Thousand Oaks, Calabasas, Bell Canyon, West Hills. I just tell you, man, it's just, that's my neck of the woods. That's where I grew up. And it's just, I don't even know. I'm just sort of worn out.
The pictures online and on the news out from here, it looks so bad. All it did was piss me off.
It is
looking
bad.
At it.
It is bad.
Saying, this is horrible.
It is.
And you know what? And God bless the firefighters out there.
They kicked ass. They had no chance. They had really no chance.
They've done an amazing job. Yeah. Of what they were able to do. Firefighters are flying in from all over the country now, which is great.
Yes.
And it's cool. And I hated that when they started talking. Well, California's budget is already overdone for the fires this year. You know what? Don't talk about that. Just get people out there and fix it later. Don't worry about it.
There was no chance. Let me tell you, Friday night, there was no chance. Friday afternoon, the winds were blowing. Friday afternoon and Friday night, the winds were blowing 30 to 50 miles an hour. They had no chance. The firefighters had no chance to put up a fight, and they did a hell of a job.
A cool dude that actually still stood there, because you know what? When you put something out, it blows back and it goes up double, and they stayed there. I mean, that's time when you just say, "Hey, F it, I'm out."
No, they put up a hell of a fight. They put up a hell of a fight, and thank God two people lost their lives down here, but over like 30 people lost their lives up in Northern California, with 200 more missing. 200 more missing. So anyways, we're going to take a break, Jigga. It's been a crazy week, crazy 5 days, man. I tell you, it's just insanity. All right, control chaos. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, we'll be back after this.
NBC Talk Radio, 1050 AM.
Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you always tired and worn out? Is it affecting your work and personal life? Well, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Lab provides a personal study of your sleep patterns. With their trained specialists, they will diagnose your sleep habits and will give you a prognosis for getting a great relaxing night of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab has locations throughout Southern California, including Fontana, and will provide transportation to any of their locations at no cost to you. To find out more, give them a call at 844-SAD-5050. That's 844-SAD-5050. South Pacific Sleep Lab, Start resting easy and sleeping sound today.
I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, most people have been watching the stock market go up, up, and up. There's one problem. When you get out, most people don't get out in time. Well, I've solved that. With my video stock program, I pick the stock, put it on the video, tell you when to get in and when to get out. Join my video program.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Been very happy with the results on 2018. I'm up over about 15% for the year.
Phil has definitely kept me informed on a day-to-day basis on the ups and downs in the market.
I've been extremely happy with everything that they've done and afforded me by becoming a Phil's Gang member.
I would highly recommend joining Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
This is Judge Herb Dodell, and our show is called For the People. It's available every Monday at 4 o'clock, 4 to 5, and we'll be talking about all kinds of things pertaining to the law and how it really works from the inside as opposed to the outside. So tune in and learn all you need to know about the legal system and how it works.
Hi, this is Kimberly Meredith. As a spiritual healer, I'm often asked, Kimberly, can I be healed? The answer is, with God, anything is possible. And yes, you can be healed through the power of God. Your friends and family can be healed. Even animals can be healed. Please visit thehealingtrilogy.com to learn more about my process and my services. My office is located in Sherman Oaks. I offer intuitive medical scans and psychic surgery for you and your loved ones. At the Healing Trilogy, we treat adults, children, and animals. We offer medical scans, mediumship counseling, cold laser acupuncture, cold laser therapy, holistic health, nutritional plans, and many other services. We also have meditation CDs, and I Skype around the world on Fridays. Sign up for my newsletter, and you'll receive a free CD. You'll also be informed about my upcoming healing events. Log on to thehealingtrilogy.com. Bless you.
Hi.
Here we are. Next question.
How are you?
All right.
No, I'm not asking.
Something wild.
I'm going more biblical.
Oh, we're going biblical now.
I'm going biblical now.
Okay.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to be in your next life?
Human being, I'm pretty sure.
Another one? I'm going to be a hawk.
Not the same one.
Hey, do you think Jesus would approve of offshore oil drilling?
What's that?
Do you think Jesus would approve of offshore oil drilling?
Don't you remember? He always asks like the.
Yeah, I didn't understand the question.
Jesus would approve of offshore oil drilling.
Oh, well, probably not. I mean, that's a silly question.
Well, I do silly questions, David. I've been interviewing you for like 10 or 11 years now.
Well, I don't think Jesus would, be involved in the debate about offshore drilling.
Question. We don't have to belabor that one.
Ever had a reach around?
What is a reach around?
I'll forget it.
Okay.
How about a Dutch oven?
A Dutch oven.
We'll have to ask our 19-year-old about these things.
I might have.
All right, take care, David. I don't want
a thing, or is that some kind of...
Yeah, you pull the covers over your wife and then cut a fart and make her smell it.
Oh.
There you go.
All right.
All right, take care. Try it.
Yeah, sure.
Gary Garver, Jew of the... never mind.
All right, it's Control Chaos, KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5, 102.3 FM in the Inland Empire. I'm Gary Garver here with the guru of the ghetto, Jigga Jones. And Jigga, a lot of celebrities lost their homes. Caitlyn Jenner, Jared Butler, Neil Young, Miley Cyrus, Robin Thicke. All their houses burned to the ground.
Well, I guess the celebrity maps are going to have to change next year.
I guess so. It's crazy. And by the way, they just reopened the 101 freeway. It was closed from like Friday all the way up till Sunday night. You couldn't even get to, like, my uncle lived, my uncle had a stroke and I wanted to go visit him on Friday. I was actually going to go visit him on Friday, but They closed the freeways down. I believe it was Thursday night. They closed the freeway down, the 101 from Valley Circle, which is literally, and I'm not joking, probably 3 miles from where I live, all the way to Lindero Canyon. You couldn't even get in there at all. And they still have the freeway just reopened last night. And you know what the 101 freeway is like. It's like,
yeah, man.
It's like the main corridor from Los Angeles to Ventura County and up north, actually, along the coast. So that just reopened. It's just devastating, man. It's just completely devastating. And they still haven't said how the fire started. So
you're right.
I want to find out.
They probably haven't been able to. They're still probably trying to catch their tail, trying to get this thing somewhat contained, and they haven't even got that yet.
Well, they have 15% of the Woolsey fire contained. 15%. The winds are supposed to kick up again today. Thank God yesterday they said it was going to be bad, but it wasn't too bad yesterday. It wasn't too windy yesterday here in the West Valley. They said today it's supposed to be kicking up, but when I got to work this morning and when I woke up and went outside, it wasn't windy at all. So if the wind lays down, these Santa Ana winds, and by the way, and I hate to say it, when I was growing up, but when I was growing up back in the 70s, the Santa Ana winds would hit in September, October at the latest. You didn't get them in November and December. Remember, I don't know if last December, the Santa Ana winds blew, and that's what caused that Thomas fire up in Santa Barbara, which was the biggest fire up until we've had like the 2 biggest fires in California history within the last year, which is insanity, total insanity.
Everybody's trying to outdo each other.
I guess the fires are trying to outdo each other, exactly. That's crazy. And the other fire up north, they call it the Camp Fire, is a 25% contained. 6,700 buildings were burned up there. 179 structures down here in Southern California. I don't know, man. It's just really sad what's going on here. I mean, it was just like a 1-2 punch. And it was it's just I don't know. I feel bad for so many people. And think about it. The holidays are around the corner too. Thanksgiving was in like a week and a half or so. It's just in Christmas, and I feel bad for so many people in my old neighborhood, just where I grew up, and it saddens me. It really does. It really affected me. Didn't even want to go out and do anything this weekend, which I didn't. I just watched football. My Raiders got their ass kicked again.
Of course. At least they're consistent.
They're consistently getting. Yeah, you got to bet against the Raiders every time. The other team to bet always on is Alabama in college football. Alabama could probably beat. I'd like to see the Raiders play Alabama and see, you know what I mean, what the point spread would be. That would be a good game.
I think Alabama would definitely beat them.
I think Alabama could beat their ass. Alabama's great. So I all I did was watch football and just stay out of the smoke, man. It was just insanity, total insanity. And then Trump tweeting that thing out. I wish Trump would just shut up, man. Just shut up. Let us.
I bet a lot of people wish that.
Oh my God, him and his tweets. It's just it's crazy. It's just completely crazy. What's going on here? I don't even know. I'm just sort of like worn out, man, from all this craziness going on.
Well, yeah, everything's nuts, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on that's crazy. We just had that election.
Oh, yeah, the election. Well, listen, we had last week was insanity, okay, because we had the election on Tuesday. Wednesday.
I don't remember ever coming up and seeing an election in prior years that had so much voter fraud going on. I mean, is this the new thing now?
I think so.
I mean, the stuff that's going on here in Vegas, I don't know if you guys got the news here in California, but they had 15% more ballots cast than people that even registered to vote.
What, in Vegas?
Yeah, this is going on here in Clark County.
Wow.
We supposedly the people of Nevada have voted this Steve Sisolak, the governor, in, who ran on a ticket of raising your taxes, starting a state income tax, and going up on property taxes here.
Oh, nice.
And everyone is dumbfounded to find out this guy has won. And people everyone is scratching their heads, how is this possible? Then they're going through these ballots and seeing that these ballots were way overnumbered. There were way too many ballots cast. So they're wondering if they counted too many precincts double or if there's actual ballots. And we don't, luckily here we do have electronic voting, but every electronic vote prints a ballot. So they're trying to figure this out now, and they're trying not to make anybody mad. But I'd say they don't want to piss anybody off, because the election committee here is trying to figure out what happened, because they don't want to admit this is a problem, but everyone is saying, yes, there's something done happened up in here.
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, you know, well, in Florida, of course, they're going through, you know, they're doing a recount of the Senate and the governor's races because they're so close. Trump said they should halt the voter recount. Why does he have to? Why can't he just shut his mouth on certain things that don't concern him?
That's not even the president's job.
Right.
The president ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, don't talk.
That's the governor's call.
Yeah, don't talk about the California fires and the poor management. In fact, the one of the head people of the fire department said that Trump is totally out of line about that. And why you have to butt your put your 2 cents in on the governor and Senate races in Florida? Why don't you stick to what you do best, which I don't know, I guess run the economy, okay? I don't know what this guy does.
You know what he needs to be involved himself in? So you got your own problems right there at the White House. What you need to do is get with your audio man and learn how to cut somebody's mic off, so you ain't got no people battling over a microphone, fool.
Yeah, this guy, I'm telling you, man, he doesn't even know what he's in for. Donald Trump has no clue what he's in for next year, because now that the Democrats control the House, all these adversaries, all the people that he hates and hates Trump, are going to be looking into his finances, judiciary committees, the Mueller investigation, all this stuff. You got Maxine Waters, you got Elijah Cummings, you got Adam Schiff, and they're all going to chair all these committees to go after Trump. Trump has he doesn't even know. He thought he had it bad in the last 2 years with the Democrats. Wait until next year. It is going to be total chaos, man.
God forbid the Democrats won't do anything for the regular people.
Of course they're not.
All just turn their blades on Trump, and nothing's going to get done again for regular folks.
I agree 100% on that. I agree 100% on that. This is disgusting. I hate the Democrats and the Republicans. I think they both suck. I want them all out too. I want them all out too. We should have term limits. I do not, and I've said this on the air before, and I'll say it again. Why don't we have term limits on the senators and the House of Representatives? You know what? The House of Representatives get reelected every 2 years. Give them 10 years. Okay, that means 5 terms. After that, cut them out after 10 years. The Senate, they get 6 years. Give them 2 terms. That's 12 years. I mean, the president only gets 2 terms. Why do the senators are able to get, be in there 30, 40 years, or the House of Representatives 30 or 40 years? It's the same old, same old. They're all getting paid off. They're screwing the American people. I mean, today, Veterans Day, guess what? The veterans don't have any good benefits. Look at the guy. Look at the Marine, the ex-Marine that shot up Thousand Oaks, the bar in Thousand Oaks. He wasn't getting any mental health. Okay?
No.
It's just insanity, man, what's going on in our society. Why don't we get rid of these people? Because it's the same old, same old. Nothing is going to get done, man. Nothing is going to get done in our society until we have a complete turnover. And we need a turnover every 10 to 12 years. Let's limit term limits, man. Guess what? Guess who would vote on that? The House of Representatives and the Senate. You think they're going to put term limits on themselves? Why can't we vote? Why can't we vote on it as American people? Can't we get a referendum going or a constitutional amendment?
Figure out a way that they can keep people that are not supposed to be voting from voting, and they got to fix that too. I mean, I would, what I would really like to see, and this is radical though, but I'd like to see it to where you come home from work, and on the screen or measures, issues, okay, fund the railroad, don't fund the railroad, whatever. You sign in with your unique ID identifier, and you put your vote in for that, as it goes, push the button, and we get rid of all these clowns in the Senate and all that crap, and let the people actually vote. But the caveat to that, and here's a caveat, a big old $5 word, would be that the people have to know what the ballot is. So what the measure is, okay, is the railroad this, or is it that? And they got to pick correctly for the vote to count.
But hey, listen.
You don't have these people who just vote, oh, well, this sounds like a good idea. And there you go.
Check this out, Jigga. I'm looking at MSN.com, and it's Veterans Day. By the way, the reason we celebrate Veterans Day is because World War I officially ended on November 11th of 1918. It's a 100-year anniversary of World War I ending, which was called the War to End All Wars.
End all wars.
You imagine that? Is that crazy? Come on. It's so insane. So anyways, they did a survey. They do these surveys, okay, on MSN.com every day they do one. And once in a while I'll read them. But this one says, does the U.S. do enough for its military veterans? Okay, 600.
Hell no.
Hold on. 676,000 people responded. 676,000 people so far have responded. 13% yes. 81% say no. 81% of the people in this survey say no. The U.S. does not do enough for its military veterans. We don't. This is why this guy goes up and shoots up Thousand Oaks Bar. Okay, yeah. This is why we have all these homeless people. Okay, that are veterans. It's disgusting. This PTSD. Why don't we do more for our veterans? Why don't we do? We spend so much money on such crap, such idiotic things. With how much money? Here's
where the problem is, good man. I'm gonna tell you. I can name 10 veterans right now, but I bet you the average person can't name 10 veterans.
I can't.
They can name celebrities. They can name football players. They can name all this other crap. But they ain't got no thing in their mind about people that have actually done something for them that they don't even know.
I'm one of them.
It's horrible. I think every year the people who don't know nothing about this, especially you right there in L.A., you go right down there to the Los Angeles National Cemetery, go down there, adopt 3 graves when you get down there. Go down there, and what you do is every year or a couple times a year, go down there and just clean up. Read the names on there. Know the names of like Antonio Michael Guterres. The guy that's planted up there that got his citizenship the day before he was killed. Go through there. Walk. There's so much history just in our national cemetery right here in Los Angeles.
Right out the 405 freeway. It's right out the 405.
It's right there off of Sepulveda.
Off Sepulveda and Wilshire.
Sepulveda, Wilshire. You can't miss it.
Yes.
You can drive in there. They open as early as 5 a.m. in the morning. And you ain't got it. Nobody will bother you. You go in there and just go take a look. And they got stuff that goes all the way back to World War I and before that.
Yeah. Well,
so, people need to start doing this with their kids so this stuff becomes real.
Absolutely. And yesterday I went to go visit my grandmother. My grandmother was actually born on November 11th, 1912. So I go down there to the Sephardic cemetery to lay flowers on her. So I went down there early yesterday morning and laid some flowers down there, and I water it. I water the plots and all that. By the way, the whole cemetery, and I told you about when I went and watered, planted grass and did all that.
Is a Yiddish word for fall over.
Well, everybody's fell over into the ground there.
when you collapse,
nobody's propped up there. Nobody's propped up there at the gravesite. But anyways, I'm watering it. Some of the graves and things like that, and I see this flag, American flag, down on the ground, and so I picked it up, and it was a gentleman that had fought in World War I, and so I stuck the flag right next to him. He lived to be 103 too, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you did that.
Yeah, I did. No, I actually did. I actually did plant the flag right by his gravesite yesterday morning, which was cool. So that was sort of a sign for Veterans Day for me to do that. But yes, I think we need to be. People are so anesthetized from everything, Jigga. It's just it's insanity. It's just complete insanity that we just don't take into account the past. It's all about the future, and we don't look at our past and see.
And a lot of times, the reason why we make these mistakes today is because we haven't paid attention to the past. If we don't learn from the past, we cannot thrive in the future.
You're right, and it seems like it's just repeating itself. It seems the past negative energy just repeats itself, and it's getting stronger and stronger. It's getting worse and worse. I do not know why. Maybe it's just because the population is just growing out of control. There's so many people on this planet that and then the social media, the phones, and this. Oh, by the way, I got a phone. I'll talk about. I actually got a smartphone, Jigga. Guru the Ghetto. So,
Oh, okay.
along with a flip phone.
I wouldn't sell you a flip, huh?
I got one of those too. All right, hold on. I'll talk to you about it after the break. But yeah, we got to look at our past to not repeat the mistakes that we continually make over and over again. All right, it's Control Chaos. Jigga Jones, Gary Garver, back with more right after this.
NBC Talk Radio, 1050 AM, KCAA.
I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, most people have been watching the stock market go up, up, and up. There's one problem. When you get out, most people don't get out in time. Well, I've solved that. With my video stock program, I pick the stock, put it on the video, tell you when to get in and when to get out. Join my video program.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Been very happy with the results on 2018. I'm up over about 15% for the year.
Phil has definitely kept me informed on a day-to-day basis on the ups and downs in the market.
I've been extremely happy with everything that they've done and afforded me by becoming a Phil's Gang member.
I would highly recommend joining Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you always tired and worn out? Is it affecting your work and personal life? Well, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Lab provides a personal study of your sleep patterns. With their trained specialists, they will diagnose your sleep habits and will give you a prognosis for getting a great relaxing night of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab has locations throughout Southern California, including Fontana, and will provide transportation to any of their locations at no cost to you. To find out more, give them a call at 844-SAD-5050. That's 844-SAD-5050. South Pacific Sleep Lab. Start resting easy and sleeping sound today.
I'm Jim O'Hare. I'm here to help raise awareness for CADASIL, a genetic disorder that affects 1 in 25,000 people. CADASIL can cause strokes in young adults, leading to memory loss and dementia. Patients may experience migraines with aura and mood disorders as early as 20 years old. Presently, CADASIL is being underdiagnosed and often misdiagnosed as MS or some other neurological disorder. So please visit curecadasil.org and learn more about this devastating disease and learn what you can do to help find a cure.
Mr. Aldrin, can I ask you one question? How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How are you?
You know what? There's a lot of controversy going around nowadays because people aren't believing in the government that you guys didn't really go to the moon. Did you? I mean, did you really go to the moon?
I think so. Best I can recall.
Were you there?
We were there.
Where was it?
A few of us. It was full of American cheese.
Really?
Yeah, right. No Swiss cheese. No Russian cheese.
No Russian cheese?
No. We're looking for caviar, but we didn't see any at all.
Would you like to fly again?
No, I'm working on people going to Mars.
Mars?
Mars.
I want to go.
Mars. You want to go?
Take me in. On to Mars.
On to Mars, of course.
Thanks. Thanks, Mr. Aldrin. God bless you.
Thank you.
The man that Howard Stern fired and said he would never work in radio again. That's right. It's the second coming of Gary Garver.
All right. On to Mars. Right, Jigga? Maybe Mars is the place to go. Maybe Mars is the place to go. It is Control Chaos, KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5, 102.3 FM in the Inland Empire. I'm Gary Garver here with the guru of the ghetto, Jigga Jones. Did you watch any of the People's Choice Awards last night?
No.
Yeah, I mean, who cares, right? I mean, who cares about that stuff? It's so inconsequential, you know. And I can't believe
if it was truly the people's choice, they would have asked you who's going to win, who you wanted to win. But they didn't ask me, so it wasn't no people's choice that I know.
Exactly, it didn't ask me, and I don't really care. You know, it just who cares? Who cares about this stuff? I'm sick of Hollywood getting their ass kissed all the time. Over it. Over all the award shows. I'm over them all. I mean, you know, it's ridiculous. It's the ass kissing. Oh, by the way, the Kardashians were there. All the Kardashians are there to accept an award. I don't even know what for making zillions of dollars on stupid people. And then they're like, oh, we're devastated and sad about that. I guess they had to evacuate. The Kardashians had to evacuate.
Well, yeah, didn't didn't Bruce Jenner had his house burn out?
Yeah, his house is gone, and Neil Young's house is gone. Miley Cyrus's house is gone. A bunch of houses are gone. Malibu is devastated, man. I mean, I'll probably in a couple of weeks I'm going to be driving around, and I'll give you guys a report once they open up the roads and everything sort of mellows out, and just tell you what went down around here. I'm curious to go up to because I used to live off of Malibu Canyon. When I was married, I bought a townhouse back in 1997, real nice townhouse, 3 stories, and I lived there with my wife until about she divorced. We got divorced in 2002, but I lived there till about 2004. But I'm just wondering if that's still standing. I'm wondering if I'm going to hear from the judge today, Judge Herb Dodell. I mean, the Paramount Ranch burned down, and he literally lives, like, I'm not joking, probably 500 yards from the Paramount Ranch. I pray to God that he's okay.
There goes the judge.
Here comes the judge. Well, I'm hoping I'm sure he's okay. A, I'm hoping, and then B, his house. I wonder if his house is still around. And he's supposed to do a show today on KCAA at 4 p.m. Haven't heard from him. I called him a couple times. A lot of people are affected by this. A lot of people that I know and grew up with and lived by. And
here's something that people need to do. And people there's people that say, I don't know what it would be like if I lost all my stuff. Well, I tell you what you got to do: go to a place, sit down on a park bench, pull your set of keys out, and imagine everything that you're sitting there with is all you got, and all them keys that open all that stuff. Imagine everything that every those keys go to is gone out of your life. That's what it's like when your house burns down.
Yep. It's sad. I mean, it's a terrible situation, and a lot of people are going, well, I'm just thankful that my kids are okay and I'm okay and no one got hurt. But when reality sets in, they're going to be devastated. And listen, this doesn't just end like tomorrow or next week or next month. It's going to be going on for years and years and years for people to rebuild their homes, to get the permits to relocate. It's just it's so devastating for so many people out there. I feel so bad for them.
How many people there might be out there that said, man, I really should have trimmed that brush back, or maybe I should have done. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of those people, because I know when I lived in Acton, it was like you did it and you're like, I'll wait another week. I'll do it next week.
Right.
I don't feel good about it. Man, and at one time we did have a fire, and I was so lucky that, I wasn't drinking one weekend because I didn't have no money. And I went out and cut the brush back, and it was the luckiest thing that ever happened, because 2 days later there was a fire.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit my property.
Well, believe me, there's going to be what ifs, and I should have done this and done that, and how could I have prevented this, and why didn't that person's house burn? Yeah, well, it's crazy because some people, and it's so random. It's like a tornado or a hurricane sometimes, is that it's so random. Like one house will be standing and the other house will be gone right next to it. It's just weird how it all rolls, how Mother Nature rolls, how God rolls. You got to question yourself. So, I mean, there was I was listening to a story. It was heartbreaking. This guy's house, his house was okay, but the house next to him was completely wiped out, and the woman had just lost her husband, and she takes care of a paraplegic son, and her house is gone.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So I mean, and her husband just died, a couple months ago. So I mean, God? It's weird how God really tests some people, and other people just skate free or whatever. I don't know. It's weird, man. It's just our lives are so strange and weird and bizarre, and that's why you just gotta be thankful for being on the planet and having what you have, and don't ever take anything for granted. Don't ever take anything for granted, because a lot of people take certain things for granted or care about certain things. I mean,
you know what? Tell people go out there and just go out and go find a rock, a small pebble or something, and carry it with you. And every time you feel that rock in your pocket, think about the things in your life that you're grateful for, and that way you will never again, be left without, thinking that you didn't care for what you're supposed to.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Listen. The bottom line is that we have to just try to enjoy our time on this planet, because we're only here for so long, and we never know when it's going to be taken. We never know when we're going to be hit with something. We never know. Yeah. And we think things that are important really aren't important. Even like the presidency of Trump is not really important in your. I mean, if you boil it down.
Well, he was the first orange man elected to office.
The pumpkin, the first pumpkin elected to office.
Living jack-o'-lantern.
Well, he's a jack. I don't like to say what kind of jack he is, but he is a jack. He's a jack blank. You know what I mean? But just shut up, Trump, about poor forest management. We don't need to hear we don't need to hear the tweet when we can't even go outside on a Saturday.
Like all of a sudden he's an environmentalist, right?
Yeah. Why don't you come in here?
Environmentalist.
Why don't you come over here and breathe some of this air? You a-hole. I mean, seriously, it was just so. He's such an idiot. Anyways, Jigga, thanks for calling in. It's just sort of I feel bad for so many people, and of course the people that lost their lives at Borderline Bar and Grill, which I visited many, many moons ago when I lived out there in the Westlake Village area, and it's just devastating what's going on out there. And just hang in there, man. I mean, I know there's a lot of church-going people and a few Jews out there, and Muslims.
Just a few.
Just a few Muslims and Jews live out there. We know that. Come on. But anyways, just hang in there, and it will get better, and we will get through this. And our hearts go out to you. All right, Jigga, let's talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about we'll get into some politics. We'll get into some different stories and things like that. But we had to talk about the fires because, wow, sure. I mean, right in my backyard, dude. It was just, I mean, literally in my backyard. Thank God, I live a little bit of ways away from there, but
what's causing smog over here too? Because it does, it travels, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's from the forest fires and stuff." I said, man, it's horrible.
When I went to go see my grandmother yesterday, put some flowers on her grave. I mean, she's in East LA, and it was just the whole LA area and probably the Inland Empire just completely smoke filled. That's coming from the West Valley, which is like 50, 60 miles away. So you can imagine how big those fires were. Something I've never seen in my entire life, and hopefully we'll never see again. All right, you guys have a great.
I would imagine to see that much smoke when they legalized marijuana in California.
Well, that would be a good thing. We'd all get stoned and be happy and go have sushi and In-N-Out burgers and smile while we're doing it. Okay. All right, you guys. Take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Jigga.
Yeah.
All right, brother. All right. Take care, everybody. It's Control Chaos. We'll be back mañana. Stay safe.
Into the KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Jessica Ettinger, CNBC.